Hey, this is Andrew, Adam, and Ben of the Grawlix Saves the World, interrupting your main feed with a special teaser taste of our pod within the pod, Boi Crazy, where we appraise the hunkworthiness of pop culture's hottest.
And we're joined by a special guest. We're so excited. This is a guy who's Boi Crazy. He is Boi Crazy. And we couldn't think of a better, more fitting set of hunks to grade with him. Then, do you want to drum roll? Give me drum roll here. Give me a drum roll. We're going to rank the hunkiness of all the Batman.
Oh, my
all the Batman.
God.
The Batman. Oh, my God.
The Batmans.
The Batmans.
The Batman.
We're doing all the Batmans.
The Bat Boys.
All the Batmans. It's the Batmans. I'm so excited. I'm flustered. I am flustered.
And this is a taste. The pod within a pod is only available to Patreon backers, but we'll give you a little hint. We'll give you a little hint to what you're missing if you're slow on the click.
Something to put on your jaw.
Yeah, rub it on your gums.
So enjoy this free taste, and then if you like what you hear, come on over to Patreon, get the whole episode. We're all sneaking into the Bat Cave, and we're appraising these hunks as they sleep upside down. Boi Crazy.
Oh my God,
We're
you're
back.
getting so good
It is
with
a
these
very
songs.
special.
Boi Crazy.
Boi Crazy.
For those of you who aren't familiar, Boi Crazy is the podcast within the podcast, wherein 3 40-something dads appraise the hunkiness of hunks of yesteryear. However, today it's 4 40-something dads, because we're diversifying.
I don't
the
think
pod.
we've ever had a guest in the Boi Crazy pod.
We never have.
Because we're not in a full garage anymore. We have a pod that was dropped off in front of your house. It's on the pavement in front of your
A moving pod that we broadcast out
Yeah,
of.
and wow, is it
We
hot.
call it the Boi Cave, and the neighbors have filed so many complaints.
But it's just a name.
We brought in
is
another
just a name.
40-something dad because, listen, if you listen to the podcast, you know that Ben and I carry a lot of weight. Andrew's the dud. However, the last 2 episodes,
Shut the fuck
Andrew
up.
has
Shut
brought
the
a subject.
fuck up.
And this episode, Andrew said, we're doing Batman. We're doing all the Batman. And then it hit Andrew, who better to bring in than an absolute authority on Batman? I believe he's been considered to play Batman several times. Rory Scovel. Rory, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Rory.
Wow,
Thank you, Rory.
what an honor.
Oh, I had a sound
It's
effect.
so good to have you here.
Oh, I had a sound effect lined up. I fucked it up. God damn it.
Dude,
Right out of the gate.
What was it? What was the? What
It was
the
a loud,
toy?
explosion.
You want me to tee it up again? Or?
No, it
Yeah,
it
try it
passed.
again. Try it again.
passed.
Thanks for...
Swing and a miss.
All right.
Okay,
It's all right.
Well,
Maybe
God,
later.
first off,
Maybe
let
later.
me say thank you. Thank you for allowing me into your dojo. This is cool. This is badass. I love what you've done with the place. It's exciting.
well, I'll tell you what, the Brojo's excited to have you here training with us. And we are at altitude, so I can tell you what, get your red cells massaged because we're going to be carrying a lot of oxygen today, especially when you see the head exploding, vein-gorging cornucopia of men we have for this one. I can't even wait. Andrew, it's also good for you to know that Andrew has never contributed a single fucking thing to this podcast.
Wow.
He's
wow.
never, it's
because I have my own opinions. Yeah, you're right. I don't contribute because I actually have my own unique opinions.
Oh, you have
Sorry, I don't toe the line.
You have wrong opinions most of the time. You don't even know where we are half the time. You're like, why come TGIF? Oh, who come television?
I gotta say,
Okay, I've got
you
blind
guys,
spots in my television history.
You guys deliver. When you guys booked me, I said it better be like family Thanksgiving when I get there. It better be family. trauma.
That is the vibe. The vibe of this show is family Thanksgiving dinner
Who
appraising
did you
the
vote for?
hunkiness of
Who did you vote for?
boys of yesteryear.
Yeah, Rory.
Okay. Look,
All
we
right.
can talk about my decision making all day if we want, but we have Batman to appraise, so let's get to it. Let's break it down. These are the Batmen that we are going to be taking a look at. There are more who have played Batman, but we're going with
Andrew,
the most.
can we also talk about real quick? What is the goal of this? Are we going to crown?
Yeah, we're going to crown
hot boy.
The hot boy Batman. The hot boy Batman.
The hottest
okay?
boy of them all. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. Hot boy.
Have you ever listened
Does
to
that
the show
make them-
before,
does
Ben?
that
Do
make
you know
them
what
the-
the fuck we do on the show? Jesus Christ.
Does that
Such a yes and vibe.
does that
here.
make
Love it.
them guys? Question
Adam,
before we get into
speak.
it. Does this make them the best Batman or merely the sexiest?
The
Or are
sexiest
they,
and
are they
hottest.
one and the same?
There might be a better vigilante of the night, but there's not going to be any hotter Batman than the one we crown right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
so let's.
my neighbor Keith is getting it done, but he is so ugly.
Yeah.
Whoa, your neighbor Keith is an amateur Batman?
He's a vigilante.
He's a night
Wow.
vigilante. Isn't that the death?
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. So we'll just go in chronological order.
Yeah, he's got like
We're
a
gonna
field
start-
hockey stick.
Oh, Casey Jones style?
Yeah. I like
Yeah,
it.
he's Casey
Jones
Jones
style.
in it.
All right. So up first, Adam West. Adam West is the first Batman we're going to be taking a look at. I voted to scrap Adam West to save time. Producer Ron made just a scathing defense for Adam West to be included here. So Adam West is our starting point. Up next, we're going to have Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton from the late 80s Batman.
Oh, yes.
There he is.
Yeah.
After Michael
there he
Keaton,
is.
chronologically, we go to Val Kilmer.
Okay. Yep. Oh, there he
After
is. Okay.
after Val Kilmer, we're gonna have George Clooney.
Oh, all right.
Sometimes
Okay.
forgotten, but there he is, George Clooney. After George Clooney, we have
Sometimes
Christian
forgotten.
Bale,
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yep.
and after Christian Bale, we've got Ben Affleck.
Oh, I forgot about Ben Affleck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the elder Batman.
And finally, Edward Pattinson.
Ba-
Edward
Our-
Pattinson?
Yeah, I think it's Robert Pattinson.
Robert
think it's Robert.
Pattinson.
Timothy
I call him Eddie.
Pattinson.
I call him Eddie.
Deal with Rory. I can't fucking take it anymore.
Old Ed Patterson. Old Ed Patterson. The newest
of
Batman.
all the days to make a fuck up like that.
I can't even.
You know, one of the early signs of onset dementia is confusing Roberts and Edwards. That's a known. You can track it.
Yeah, I don't know
the
what I
greatest
was-
generation.
You guys see old Ed De Niro? God, I love
Old-
Eddie De Niro.
Everyone's an Ed.
Yeah, everybody is Ed. That's what he
Yeah,
calls
it's a disease. all Eds.
men. Yeah.
Robert Pattinson. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Robbie P.
So there we go. Let's
Okay.
dig in.
So do we?
How many?
so-
Can I
All right,
ask
I just
you?
like
Can I
to-
ask a
I mean-
question? Andrew, how many are you not including? Because I don't even think I knew there were as many Batmans as there.
There's some
actually
real old
have been.
timers. Producer Ron, if you don't mind. Producer Ron found him. There's Lewis G. Wilson in 1943. There's Robert Lowry.
Hot
Yeah.
body right there.
Yeah, that is. That's an
Bad
old
suit.
style.
1949.
Real bad suit. That's very,
Yeah.
very scary.
That looks like his mom made it for
Yeah.
Halloween.
Yeah,
those-
those
yeah.
appear to be gardening gloves.
That's
for
more of a eyes. He's got more of an eyes wide shut that decided to be a little too wacky that night.
He's not getting in the front door of that orgy, I can tell you.
Yeah, man. We're all full tonight, bud.
And then,
Oh, man.
but Adam West is a good point to start because
think so.
probably the place that everybody thinks of as it's starting. He was
I agree.
One of the more famous ones. But I got to be honest, despite being a grade A party boy behind the scenes, and we know this is a guy who knew how to fucking party. I'm just not feeling it. He's a little too baggy in the crotch, and I got to say
Yeah.
that right here.
It's tough.
And I also go ahead.
I
Rory.
was going to say it's tough to really see Adam West as a hot boy Batman because the tone of that Batman was so campy that it's hard to see it like even like any characters that were meant to look sexy, it still didn't play that way because it was just so.
And Adam,
this campy thing.
help me
you know?
out with this. I think what we're seeing is something that happens every so often that with people that come on to Boi Crazy, and we tread into this territory too. We're supposed to
Sure.
just be appraising their hunkiness, but
Right.
who they are on screen sometimes bleeds over.
Yeah.
And
It is supposed to be a scientific study, but it's very hard
Yeah.
to not let the essence of the Batman that they played permeate their
Yep.
looks. And we try our best, but we're influenced. That's all I can say.
Yep.
However, if I'm just squaring up on Adam West's looks, I get big time Republican senator energy, and that doesn't do it for me.
No.
Yeah.
That doesn't move my
a
needle
little,
one bit.
Yeah.
you didn't get moved by a little toe tap beneath the stall wall. You know what I mean? A little like, hey, are you over there?
I
It's
admit
me,
there was a time-
Batman. It's me, Batman.
Yeah.
His bat suit
Can you
does look
spare
like
a square?
kink suit.
Spare a
for
square for your old bat buddy, Adam West.
Yeah, that's it. He's not trying to pick you up. He just needs toilet paper.
He's shirtless. I'm not going to say the guy doesn't have a phenomenal set of biceps. And he's got
I mean, that picture right
barrel-chested.
there, the way he's holding those sunglasses, that's fucking hot.
That is
Yeah.
a hot boy thing right there. That's a telltale.
If he brought that energy to the Batman role, probably a
Yeah.
different story.
Oh yeah. But
He
I
might
can't
have
do-
started that look of holding your sunglasses like you don't care if you drop them.
Yeah. Well, he was the first person to really have a lot of money from this role, so I think he didn't care.
He was going
And-
through
Can I tell you
shades.
something?
He was going through shades left and right.
Exactly. I've tried it. I haven't held on to one single pair. My wife's like, "Did you lose them again?" And I go, "Yes."
Well, we've said
We have
you're
to
a
go buy
little
fucking
loose
new
in the
shades.
fingers. That's how we describe you. You're a little loose. In
I don't pinch well. I can't pinch
No.
very
It's
well.
not, it's not easy. It's not
Now,
easy.
All right, moving on then. Next. Now, see, this is the opposite direction for me. How do you avoid letting the characters on screen not affect how hunky you think they are?
What are you
Michael
talking about? In
course.
the Young Guns,
Opposite.
we specifically let them affect how hunky they were. Yeah,
know.
you do. You do
Yeah.
let them affect it.
It's hard not to. I mean, and I'm gonna jump in real quick here. I mean, this is the quintessential our childhood Batman. I mean, in a lot of ways, this was sort of technically our first Batman, and there's no way that can't hold a special place in your heart.
Yeah.
When you saw this movie in
Michael
'88 or
Keaton.
whenever it came out, late '80s,
89, yeah.
and you already loved Michael
Three
Keaton.
times.
Mr. Mom, ugh, he knew how to take care of that family. That's hot. That's hot too.
That is
I base hotness on other
Good
roles.
point. That's a good point.
That is point. He is a nurturing soul, and I think we saw that. And even if
Yeah.
it's a character, he tapped into something inside him. I think
Yeah.
you're right, Rory. I think you tapped into maybe we moved to other roles, but I thought he was sexy.
He also looked pretty good in the bat suit. He
Ugh, I
complimented
think
his
so. I thought he
features.
looked great in the bat suit.
Oh God, I just want.
Also, as we age, and all of us, this is the only comedian turned Batman, and I think everyone in this Boi Crazy
Yep.
secretly aspires to play
Yes.
Batman. So if he can do it,
Yes.
Adam,
he
you should
kind of
talk
leaves
to-
the door open for
talk
guys
to
like
Keith.
us.
I bet he'd let you come out with him at night.
Keith won't. He's like, I work alone, and I'm like, Keith,
You're a
I won't fucking
liability.
tell anyone,
Yeah, right.
and he won't let.
That's how good Keith is. I mean, that's a
I get so
classic
excited.
go-to. I work alone is like day one of learning how to be a vigilante.
That's very
Yeah.
true. That's very
I
true.
mean, Michael Keaton is sex boy, sex.
Even
pot,
with those
sex-
glasses, those like mom
And those
glasses
6
that he's
layers.
wearing.
How
Yeah.
cold is it in Gotham that day?
Well, and here's the thing. I want to say this. He's not going to get me hot immediately, but
Yeah.
I think what he is a sex crock pot.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think what he does is it's a slow simmer. of my
It's a
meat.
stew. He's making a
Yeah.
sex stew.
Rock
Can I
An
also put out
Instapot
there?
of hunk.
Yeah.
All
When
right,
you
I
break
see it.
down-
I see what Ben's saying, and I don't like admitting it.
Yeah.
Well, he's right because he's right. You got it when you look at the Batman. Even though you say on point blank, just on the looks of who they are, and if you are letting the characters influence your choices, it's interesting because with Batman you actually have to break that into 2 categories of do I like this actor as Bruce Wayne, and do I like this actor as Batman? Because you're actually, if you're allowing the character in, it's two characters. It's not just.
Can we just stop for a second, Adam?
Yeah. Yeah, Ben.
This is everything I've ever wanted from a third member of this podcast.
I know. To see what a capable third can do on this podcast, it makes me sad because I'm seeing the heights where we could achieve.
He's asking.
Were we ever to?
He's asking questions. He's cerebral. He's educated on it. And this piece of shit we've been working with throughout this, Adam.
Old hot water, Andrew. Old hot kombucha, Andrew.
Old Edward.
It's like
Pattinson.
we're having to run after Rory. We're having to catch up with Rory versus pulling Andrew along.
Yeah, Andrew's lifeless. He's behind us. Can we stop and get a donut? You know,
Right.
Rory is leading.
Do you guys have donuts and hot kombucha?
Okay, all right. We're going to have to stop it right there because this goes on for quite a while. Ben was pretty emotional and still is. You all right, buddy?
Yeah, it's just nice to have, someone else on the pod that understands being boy crazy.
It is.
And
to be seen and to see Rory Scovel like this was so satisfying. And I think you're going to need to head over to Patreon to hear some more of it because it only gets better from here.
It does. I may cry again. I do believe I cry again. And
it's okay.
It brings
Boy
it all
Crazy is a
up
place where you can be emotional and honest with yourself and all of us. But
yeah, you make sure you check it out, everybody. The full episode is a real banger. The Patreon.com/Grawlix Saves, and we love it. I'm sorry, I gotta take a minute, guys. I'm sorry.
And Ben, take that minute and try to figure out one word besides banger to describe anything we do. In the meantime, go to patreon.com/Grawlix Saves and support us and listen to the whole back catalog of Boi Crazies.
You guys are just a couple bangers. And I
Thanks,
love you.
man. Thank you.
You're so stupid. Shut the fuck up.